Let me tell y'all something real quick, man. A lot of these dudes running around talking about this keto, man. Remember who was the first YouTuber on that keto wave, man? And I showed y'all the results. Listen, Keto Brunson is back. I'm back in the gym, how I was before the knee surgery. You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all one of my favorite keto meals, though. This is how this go right here. You get the ground turkey, you cook that all the way through. A little garlic, a little salt, pepper, a little Cajun seasoning, you know, to get your mind right real quick. Then you throw a little bit of this in it, a little bit of spinach you could throw in there. And you drop like 2 eggs in it and scramble it up together. And you can do a little brown rice if you're feeling froggy, but I'm straight about getting the fat content in. That's what keto is about. High fat, low carbs. You know what I'm saying? Because the more fat you got in your body, then your body going to start eating the natural fat that you got. You know what I mean? The fat burns like jet fuel. When you got carbs in your body is designed to break down the carbs and store the fat. When it's low carbs, your body has no choice but to break down the fat. Can't store it, you got to break it down. And fat burns like jet fuel, man. When you get in ketosis, man, you're going to see the pounds shedding. And drink water. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, man. You know the debacle that is the Dallas Cowboys. It's always going to be a debacle. You know. Let me start with this before I get to my man 500. He got something to say. The debacle that is the Dallas Cowboys will always be a debacle. It's a shame. And, you know, I can blatantly see that, you know, they're using Emmitt Smith as some type of just like a tool, like a flunky, like a lackey. This is a Hall of Fame running back. Don't he got the most rushing yards in league history? You still out here doing Jerry Jones's bidding? Basically, Emmitt Smith came out and said something on the lines that Dak Prescott should consider taking less money, and he should consider taking less money so Amari Cooper can have some money, and the money that he's seeking, he should be able to make up in endorsements because he's playing for, you know, one of the most polarizing franchises in the NFL, that being the debacle that is the Dallas Cowboys. And it's like, man, I understand the logic behind it, but at the same time, it's a bunch of malarkey, man. You asking somebody to do something who first of all, Dak Prescott and Emmitt Smith are two totally different players. When Emmitt Smith was, you know, looking for his first contract, Emmitt Smith was a star. Dak Prescott is not really like a star yet. Yeah, he playing for the star, but he not really a star. So it's like, in 1993, I vividly remember, and I know I wasn't even that old, I vividly remember Emmitt Smith holding out. Was it 1993? Held out the first 2 games because they didn't like the bread that he was, you know, that he didn't like the money that they was offering. So if you're willing to hold out and miss games and hurt the team, how you going to come off like Dak is being selfish for wanting his money and you know, if the price tag that he set for himself hurts the team, then how are you, dude, you didn't even show up. Dude refused to play because he didn't like the contract. I mean, it don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. So basically, I'm taking it as, you know, him being a puppet for Jerry Jones and that organization, and just saying things that, you know, don't even make any sense. Okay, so say Dak does take the pay cut, makes everybody happy. He takes the hometown discount. That's what everybody like to call it. Makes everybody happy. You know, what if he don't get no endorsements? What if he don't get no? I mean, I think he do got chunky soup. What other endorsements do Dak Prescott got? You talking about a dude who plays for, like, look how many people he had to watch get paid. That's why I love the debacle that is these. It's just a debacle. He watched Jalen Smith get paid. He watched Tank get paid. He watched Zeke get paid. All of them really ain't amount to nothing last year. If you want to be for real, they paid all them people and didn't make the playoffs. So they about to have a bunch of paid people that specialize in going 8-8. But one of them paid people ain't the franchise quarterback. This is what I would do if I was Dak. And I'll end it right here. If I'm Dak Prescott, I would absolutely test free agency. I would test free agency because this is what's going to happen. I think that the Raiders are looking to move on from Derek Carr. I can see Derek Carr in Indy. Phillip Rivers, they're moving on from Phillip. It's about to be a shuffle. Dak Prescott could get maxed out if he played in LA. That's a big market. They'll max Dak out to you know, come be the new quarterback for the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees is coming back. Tom Brady. All these guys are free agents, man. Free agents, man. So if I was Dak, man, I would test it out, because this was gonna happen. Somebody like Teddy Bridgewater gonna get paid. Gonna get paid. And Teddy ain't gonna ask for no $35 million a year, because he know he would have to prove that. Teddy gonna get paid, man. Teddy gonna get about 27 million a year, 4 years, something like that. And Teddy gonna happily take it.
Yo, my man LB, what do you hear? What do you say? I'll tell you what I say. This draft board's about to get better today. It's about to get better because today I'm going to add another safety to this list. But the safety I'm adding is going to be the guy who I think has the highest upside, the highest ceiling in this draft as a safety. He's the biggest ball hawk, in my opinion, as a safety in this draft. Xavier McKinney was my last pick. He's my number one guy. But this guy is a close second. And I'm talking about Grant Delpit of LSU. 6'3", 203 pounds. The guy is fast. He is strong. He can do it all, man. The guy has range. He's big for a safety at 6'3", bigger than most safeties. He's explosive. And this guy could turn out to be one of the best players in the draft. I think whoever he goes to, he will make an immediate impact, and it could help the Eagles a lot. So we have to put Grant Delpit on this list. With that said, LB, back to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Shout out to my guy 500, man. That was an awesome pick. And you know, we're going to keep this thing rolling with the list, man. Tomorrow I'm going to do a recap of all the guys that we got on the list, man, because the thing is shaping up real nice. So listen, man. Are we digging Stefon Diggs? Are we digging Diggs? Now, this is crazy for me. This one is, you know, this is not an easy decision for me, because I think Stefon Diggs is a true number one wide receiver in the game. I think Stefon Diggs, I don't think it's a wide receiver in the first round better than Stefon Diggs right now. Stefon Diggs is probably one of the best route runners in the game. He has a rare combination of size and speed. He's not a little receiver. You know, he's bigger than he looks. You know what I mean? He's a burner. Stefon Diggs, man, got the tools, man. You see how he work us every year. Every year we play him, man. Stefon Diggs got the tools, man. And Stefon Diggs makes big plays even with the emergence of Adam Thielen. Would I pursue a trade with Stefon Diggs? Listen, this is the only way I would do it. The only way I would go after Stefon Diggs is if it doesn't cost me a first-round pick. And that's it. I mean, if the Philadelphia Eagles could work out something that don't cost a first-round pick, then I think you should go after Stefon Diggs. Some of the concerns that I have with Stefon Diggs is this. Stefon Diggs signed his contract in a time where guys wasn't talking about making $18 million a year and stuff like that. You know, Stefon Diggs is roughly slotted to make $11 million next year, and somewhere around that for the duration of his contract. That's how the contract breakdown is established that he signed. You got guys like Amari Cooper trying to demand 16. And I think Stefon Diggs is worth more money than Amari Cooper. So I think that it's like I think it's a possibility of a clash waiting to happen. He's not going to play out that entire contract and not have any gripes about an extension or a restructuring of his deal. Because he's going to want to be around the top of the league average as wide receivers are concerned. You see the same thing happening with Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins is not paid as a top 10 safety. Malcolm Jenkins believes he should be paid as a top 10 safety. Same thing with Stefon Diggs. He's going to look to be paid sooner or later. He's going to look to be paid. Probably not this upcoming season. I'm going to say by the second season that contract kicks in, he's going to look to be paid like Julio Jones. He's going to look to be paid like how Amari Cooper seeks to be paid. Michael Thomas. He's going to look to be paid somewhere around there. So you got to watch out for that if you plan on getting him. Yeah, you're going to pay $11 million next year, but by that other year, man, he's going to want that money, man, and then he's going to start doing what he's doing now. Being a diva. He has no, like, you got to think about it. Why is he even acting like this? He got paid. He signed this deal. He thought it was a good deal at the time. So why is he acting like this right now? You got to question stuff like that. A guy who was already paid and already taken care of, you know, is acting like this right now. He's been acting like he's had a little diva in him the whole season, and that's a red flag because we don't deal well with guys like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that a player will survive like that in Philly. You know what I mean? Stefon Diggs will probably be the best receiver we had since T.O. You know what I mean? Now, Deshaun Jackson is a really good receiver as well. But Stephon Diggs is a complete receiver. You know what I'm saying? Stephon Diggs is more durable than Deshaun Jackson. Stephon Diggs could be a true number 1, and Deshaun Jackson could be a true number 2. And we can have Greg Ward in the slot. That's just an ideal situation of how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the breakdown of Stephon Diggs' contract, I think, is going to make him, start the rebuttal. No matter where he goes, he's going to start looking to be paid more. And guys like that, you got to watch out for, man. At some point, this is what you got to do. At some point, you got to sign you got to play for what you signed for. I know the market fluctuates, and teams probably should address that. But you got to listen, man. That's what you signed for. You got to play that out, man. You got to play that out. You know what I mean? You got to do your job. And at the end of this contract, Stephon Diggs will be 30. He would have already made $74 million, and he wouldn't even be 30 yet at the wide receiver position. So I think if he goes somewhere and people, people take to how his ability is, because he got some ability, man. But in short, would I do it? Am I really digging Diggs? I would, if I can get him for anything less than the first, I would go after it. This absolutely means you would have to offload Alshon Jeffrey. And, speaking of Alshon Jeffrey, man, a lot of people are on the fence with Alshon Jeffrey. A lot of people are saying, we're forgetting how much Alshon Jeffrey has helped the organization. I don't think it's that at all. I think that Alshon Jeffrey isn't really showing a bunch of diva, but I think Alshon Jeffrey is guilty of stirring up a little bit of mess in the dressing room, man, in the locker room. And Alshon Jeffrey expects Carson Wentz to throw 50-50 balls up to him. Carson Wentz ain't that type of quarterback. Carson Wentz ain't throwing a ball to you unless he feels as though he can fit it in there. That's why for like 3 straight years now, Carson Wentz hasn't had double-digit interceptions. He's not going to take a chance. He's just not going to take a chance. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think he would take a chance. Sometimes I think he should take chances with a receiver like Alshon Jeffrey. But is it really worth it? I don't think it's really worth it when he can get you a wide open pass and everybody wins. So you know what I mean? If you bring in Diggs, you got to offload Alshon Jeffrey, and you still got to draft a wide receiver. With this linebacking situation, things have gotten really, really interesting for the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to know what you guys think in the comments.